Today is December 23rd and I am just now filming my November wrap-up, so if you need any kind of explanation as to what my life is like right now, I feel like this is the perfect example. Hey guys, it's Hannah and today I'm doing my November wrap-up and December TBR. 2 days till Christmas. So I'm doing really well. See, this is gonna... I don't even know when I should post this. This is almost not even gonna be like a full video because I read a whopping 2 books in November. The first one I finished at the very beginning of November and the second one I finished at the very end of November. I feel like that just says a lot. The first book I read was Secret by Lindsay Smith. I also like to call it Secret. This book is about a girl who is kind of a psychic and she gets kidnapped by these other psychics to work for the Russian Spy Association and try and find these Americans and infiltrate their data plans for the space race. It's like historical fiction with not supernatural, but like mystical, magical elements in it. And I actually did a whole vlog where I read this book because this was a book that I was actually going to just get rid of, and then I decided, you know what, maybe I should read it. And so I documented that time. So I don't even really need to talk about it much here because you can just go watch that video and see me basically complain about it the whole time. Not complain per se, but if I could give a short summary, it's that I felt like I really should have read this when I was recommended to read it, because when I was recommended to read it, I would have loved this book. It was right up my alley, but now current me was just bored, didn't connect with the characters at all, was over it. So that's a summary. Go watch the video if you want more detailed thoughts. Basically, I finished that book in the beginning of November only because it took me almost the entirety of October to read. Second book, I didn't even start it until later in the month, so there was like a chunk of November where I wasn't really reading anything. But that book is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. This book is about this kid who, I don't know if this is what, like the 2008 recession or something, but there's like a recession, he's out of a job, and he walks by this building and he sees that a bookstore wants a new clerk. And so he goes in and there's this man named Mr. Penumbra and he's like, what are you searching for? So he ends up getting a job there, but then he quickly realizes that something really weird's going on in this bookstore because there's crazed people that come in the middle of the night. I forgot to mention, he has the graveyard shifts. I'm gonna show you what Dusty's doing to me right now. Here's you. Dusty? So here's you, and this is the view I'm getting from over here. It's a bit, she was glaring at me, she's not anymore. I guess she's calmed down. So basically he realizes something really weird's going on, and so he starts trying to figure out what is going on, but there's a really big focus on Google and like computers and like the rise of computers and them taking over kind of everything. I don't want to spoil it because I went in knowing nothing, and I think that's like the best way to go into this book is just knowing nothing, and it was really good. It kept me engaged the entire time. I liked the characters and finding the clues along the way, and just like the writing style and the narrative. It was just a really fun book, and I know it's been out for quite some time, so most of you have probably already read it, but if you're like me and you just haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you go read it because it was a really good book. And it's kind of like a low-key book for people who love books because in some ways the focus is on a love of books, but it's also just not what this book is about. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you really love books, but if, you know, you need to recommend it to someone who's like, I don't want to read a book just about people that love books, then tell them not to worry, this book's not gonna be what they're thinking it's gonna be. It's gonna blow their mind. It's gonna be great. And it might get them into books. I think this is a really great gateway book because it focuses a lot on books, but it does it in a way that if someone who isn't obsessed with books is reading it, I feel like they could also really enjoy it and maybe in turn become obsessed with books themselves. I was hoping to finish that Louis L'Amour Western that I had started before the end of the month. That didn't happen, so those are the 2 books I read in November. On to December. I mean, technically, numbers-wise, it looks like I've read a lot more because I've read 3 short stories and 2 really short books. Not to spoiler, guys, I've read 5 books so far. I'm also currently reading a book that should hopefully probably get done before December, but there's always no guarantee. I've really overbooked myself for this break. I'm making a quilt for someone that I need to get done before Christmas. It's not done yet. Today's the 23rd. I agreed to tutor someone over the break. I'm also still working at my library, but I've kind of stepped back from that a little bit. I'm not working as much right now over the break. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Oh, I have an internship over the break. I leave the day after Christmas. I come back the 1st of January. That's the other thing I have going on. I'm a busy gal. So December TBR, after I finish the book that I am currently reading, I hope to read another one. And there you have it. And you know what? We're just gonna end it there. That's it for this video. Comment down below and let me know how your Thanksgiving break was. Also comment down below and let me know if you were correct with your guess for my last video, because my last wrap up that I just, recently posted, and you're thinking, Hannah, that was October. Yes. Yes, it was. I asked you to predict how many books I'd read at the end of November, and I said it'd be 0 with the addition of Penumbras, and I was right. I think some of you were very optimistic and said I'd get one more in. I tried. I really did try, but it just didn't happen. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all again in another one soon.